All right, some folks would not be insanely excited about the lift that's about to go down tonight. Hamstrings. I was about to say I might add some forearms in tomorrow, or in tonight too, but I've got chest, and I'm thinking dumbbell bench, so I don't really want to wear my forearms out, and that's okay, I'll make a quick note. We're talking about hamstrings, but I'll do a quick forearm note. Because with the dumbbells, I want this whole system of, my forearm, my wrist, and everything else to be pretty much prepped, right? Strong, fresh. So that when I throw these, 150s up, there's no wobble, Because the only thing holding them up in the air is my arm. All that force is being just concentrated, and I'm essentially just having to balance it on top of my elbow. And if I've got a lot of play up here, right, that can result in some pretty catastrophic, endings to a set, rather than a badass ending of slamming them down and saying, "Hoorah!" But yeah. So I think I might save forearms for a lift later. Make today. Hamstrings, calves, and adductors. So essentially the trifecta of legs, which I think get the most neglect out of them all. Because there's a few levels of skipping legs. There's skipping legs altogether, the most egregious. There's the guys who are like, all right, I got to do legs every so often. Let's do some quads only. I'm sure. Oh man, I don't even want to think about this number. But I'm sure there's a percentage of lifters out there who have worked out for like more than a year who have never actually done a hamstring curl before. Maybe they've done like some deadlifts and stuff, so you do get some hamstring activation just from any kind of hinging kind of movement. But yeah, oof. And you know what? I don't hate to say it because I've kind of changed my ways, but that used to be me. I went a long time without doing hamstrings. Maybe not a year, but at least like 6 or 7 months before I got the gist of it. And I had the same thought process. Well, I want bigger quads. Why would I want the back of my legs to grow? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Me in the past. You are mistaken, young 170 pounder. You are mistaken. Right? Beef up the back of your hamstrings, and it's going to kind of sweep around and give you more of a ham kind of look. You know what I'm saying? So that's sort of my point there, right? Don't just forget about hamstrings. And then let's say, there's probably a jump, because the guys who do quads and hamstrings probably also at least do calves. But adductors sometimes, a little bit of sneaky muscle. Oh goodness. Now what I mean by that is not a lot of people think about it so much, right? But with any pressing, like squats, even machine pressing, like leg press and like Smith squats or pendulums and hacks, having developed adductors to a degree, that's the machine where you're squishing your legs together. I'm not just going to speak for everyone, but for me specifically, when I have that consistently done in my routine, either as like a warm-up before I start legs, or just as like a finisher, and I'm not playing like a freaking, through the fire and the flames and doing 10 reps to complete absolute failure, but I am doing, 7 or 8 reps with a heavy-ish weight, so that by the end of it, I'm certainly feeling a burn and I'm building up fatigue in my adductors. Because those are, in a way, well, not in a way, they definitely are a stabilizer, but you don't usually think about them, right? But it keeps you from kind of having some side-to-side motion. And if you're ever free barbell squatting, side-to-side motion is, honestly, that's probably that's more dangerous than back and forth. Because at least if you go back and forth, plus if you have safeties, you're fine. You might just kind of, fall forward a little bit and have to slam and fall backwards, same thing. But side to side, safeties might not help. So that's where I'm going to say, as a little bit of even just as a precaution, but also to thicken up the inside of your legs too, add some adductors. So I'll probably just show one set of those because there's really not that much to see. Usually I just skip recording them all together and I just go do them on my own. But I'll add a little bit in here. So this is legs minus quads. Quads get a little bit of a break until next leg day, where they will be, well, let's just say the jury has come to a verdict on my quads for next leg day. It's not looking good. Let's just say no chance for parole, and leave it at that. But a nice late lift at a certain yellow and purple gym. Let's get in there. And what, today's a Tuesday night, 9:30. What do you think? Busy? Who's to say? But I don't think we'll have any problem with, you know, getting onto any open machines or anything. So let's get in there. All right. As it turns out, my hamstrings are actually still kind of wrecked from that last leg day. Those leg presses really do get more hamstring than you might think. So let's just do some single leg alternating curls. Actually, nah. Let's just do straight up single legs of failure on each side, and then move on to well, do a couple here, and then move on to something. And we'll see. Okay. Whew. More just like that. Yeah, today with hamstrings at least, it's going to be light and squeezing. I guess you could say light squeezing and controlled. Little trifecta. Ooh. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh my gosh. No. Oh. Two more of those. Same style, same everything. So, not super complicated. But even just after two, yeah, my hams are getting close to that internal temp of 125. Oh. Okay. Oh, God. Ooh. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. So this is, actually, let me ask you something. Let me pause my music first. But I feel like, and I'm sure there might be some validity to this with like a scientific explanation, but some body parts, I feel, at least on like my sets, I like to do lighter squeezing more than others. You know, like I've had good chest days where maybe like I hurt my shoulder or something and I just only did light squeezing stuff, like light squeezing, cable press and flies and pec deck and, you know, what have you. But it just doesn't hit me the same. Whereas something with, you know, triceps or hamstrings, if I do a light squeezing day, I'm a happy camper because I feel like I seriously get at least a similar level of fatigue and kind of pumpness, even without a ton of weight. You know, like I can sit here and throw, you know, double leg a bunch of weight around, but you know, sometimes the squeezing set just feels a little better. But that is kind of in contrast to heavy nastiness, right? I don't think one or the other is the answer. Somewhere in between, right? Night with day, sun and the moon, Mike and Chris, right? Everything has its parallel. But let's do one more and then get out of here. Well, get out of right here. I mean, go to a seated curl. And one more thing. This has changed for me very drastically. I think about it a lot more now. When I do a heavy set, I don't mind as much because the point is more so like maximum tension in my hamstrings. But on these lighter sets, I'm trying not to move anything else but my hamstrings, right? Like if you went back in time a few years, my hamstring curls on a leg curl like this look so much different. And it kind of takes away from the movement. Because if you're sitting on a leg curl, or if you see somebody sitting on a leg curl, and every rep they hunch their lower back, not only do I think you're taking some workload away from your hamstrings, but then you're giving yourself a lower back pump for no reason, right? As far as I'm concerned, the bodybuilding training, you know, for at least a majority of it, I want it to be isolated. I'm not hitting my glutes in my lower back, and I want all that to be relaxed, apart from what's necessary to, you know, hold myself down, and only send signals from up here all the way down to this hamstring, and then this one after, and nothing else. So that's something I'm kind of thinking about, even as I'm doing this set. Okay, let's go do a leg curl. Yeah, not too many more sets necessary for hams, that's for sure. Those four did me dirty, in a good way. Yeah, 175. Any heavier would be too heavier. Any lighter would be too light. And these I want to be pretty much the same style as those ones back there. Slow, full squeeze, slow, full stretch, and then a hold at the squeeze position for as many as I can do. gosh. Holy crap. Oh. I might have overdone it with my last leg day. Yeah, I think that's as much as hams need. A little bit more, well, I mean, just straight up a lighter lift. But that's all right. Honestly, I wonder if I should have just skipped hamstrings altogether. Nah, they're good. But that's all I need there. Let's go to some adductors. The infamous, that's weird, says hip adduction, should say ball crusher. Not for real though, I mean, you know. But, so I'm probably gonna sit here for like 7-8 sets of like 20 or so. And the stacks on these machines are not typically, you know, tons and tons of weight, but, you know, be careful, ease into it. I'll have some days where, I mean, my adductors really are not warmed up at all. And if I try to do the stack off the rip, I could probably pull something. And if you pull anything in your adductor, you know, it'd be like if somebody said they pulled their groin. Dude, it sucks. I've had it before, not major, but like enough where it's just a freaking inconvenience. Absolutely no fun at all. So I'll just sit here for, you know, however many. I've warmed up, of course, and just kind of get an adductor pump. Not too fancy other than that. That's good. Oh, yeah. So, I guess I'll see you 7 sets in the future. But, you know, imagine that 7 more times. Really not too wild. I feel like I'm walking bow-legged like a cowboy from having the inside of my thighs all pumped up. But yeah, 7 of those, and the reps ended up being like 10. Like by the time I was hitting 10, I was actually kind of getting close to failure. But nothing too crazy heavy or anything. And same thing with calves. So I'm a little curious. Maybe some of you more, you know, scientifically inclined could explain this to me. But what is the logic of dogging on the seated calf machine? You know, the one where like you're sitting here, the pads on your leg, and you're kind of going up like this. I know you guys, you know, these guys are saying it has something to do with the fact that part of your hamstring or part of your calf isn't in its most lengthened position, and it's actually more effective to do something like this. No, I'm not dogging it. I think you guys might be onto something. Just from, I mean, just the logic of it, this makes sense. But, you know, don't just write off a seated calf raise. I love a seated calf raise. You know, if I sit there with just 2 plates and or even 1 plate for 1 leg, I mean, you know, sure, maybe it's not hitting my calf in the most stretched, isolated, whatever, but I still get a crazy calf pump. So I'm just gonna sit here for, I don't know, 6 or 7 or so, single leg with, about 100 will be right. And I'm not trying to kill my calves here. I mean, I am, but not from, you know, heavy weight, but more so from kind of the squeeze, right? So that's kind of the theme. The light squeezing, hamstring adductor, calf day. So I'll just show the one, but it'll look something along the lines of this. And left side first, because my left calf is a little behind the game. For you, that's it. For me, I'm going to sit here for another 20 minutes. There we go. All done. All done. Not the wildest lift. Not the wildest lift. Not every lift is going to be an ear blasting, maxed out. Oh shit! How am I forgetting this guy's name? Tore up. Oh, what the hell is wrong with me? I can't remember. Whatever. Extra loud kind of song, going absolutely crazy. Let's be real, man. Not every lift is exactly like that. And the only reason today was a little more chill is because it's the lift or the leg day after a heavy quad day. I want to give my quads and my knees a little bit of leeway, so I don't kind of overbuild any kind of tweaks or anything. And then my hamstrings are actually still slightly residually cooked from that last leg day too, because the heavy leg press kind of hit me in the hams as well. So honestly, I think I got more out of today. Like, obviously I got some hamstring activation, but I think my adductors got the most stimulus and kind of benefit. Calves too, but you know, calves are calves. Hit them. Once you get them, split them. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, so that was a little more of a upkeep kind of lift, not the most insane thing in the world. But they're not all going to be like that, you know. And that's something which anybody who's really hyped up by all of the We Go Gym screaming, you know, edits and everything else. Look, man, shit. Sometimes you gotta sit and just pump out some plain ass sets, get a pump and roll. You know. Now, of course, I'm extra excited for tomorrow because it's a chest day, and chest is extra freaking cool. You know, on the coolness factor. Let's be real. Like, I want all body parts are created equal, and when viewing them in a gym context, you should look at them that way. But you know, let's be real here, right? Hamstrings, light squeezing hamstrings versus a full-on, full-fledged chest day. You know, which one gets your heart beating, gets your adrenaline pumping a little bit more, right? So that's what I'm getting excited for tomorrow, and I'm gonna make sure I get a damn good night's rest in the meantime, so that I can have a good lift then. But yeah, we'll I'm gonna shut my door all the way. Yes, that's the plan then. And then post-workout meal, unfreaking decided. Maybe get some ground beef or just something like that. You know, these meals are getting damn plain. You know, I'm talking just like minute. All right, now I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm thinking minute rice. My method of preparation: pour out yay much, obviously weigh it out on a scale, add enough water where the water kind of sort of goes above the rice by maybe half a centimeter or so. Cover that thing with a paper towel, and this is usually about 150 grams of carbs worth of the rice. But put a paper towel over the top so that when it starts boiling in the microwave, it doesn't just bubble all out of the place. 5 minutes, basically always freaking perfect. And to complement that, I'm thinking a dozen eggs separated from the yolks, and I'm going to mix 6 of those yolks into the hot rice, kind of do a little fried rice with some egg whites on the side sort of thing. That will go down quite easy. The only thing I'm missing is some spicy buffalo kind of ranch sauce. That's really been getting me going. Usually when I'm dieting, the sugar-free barbecue sauce is my condiment of choice, because any kind of like creamy buffalo, sure, they might cut down the carbs, but it's still full of fats. But with but since I've been on such a barbecue sauce kick over these last dieting months, I kind of want that need that damn buffalo sauce. So I think that's on the list for my next grocery trip. But apart from that, I am I'm tired. I am reasonably freaking fatigued, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go home. I gotta start busting some TikTok edits out again. That's for sure. Got got to get my comedian brain going. Start getting some of those funny captions and everything else. The only, no excuses. Let's see some Sam TikToks back. Put some of these, put some of those ones out. But that'll be for later. Definitely not making any of those tonight. I gotta freaking pass my ass out. What? Yeah. Oh, all right. Totally. Let's diverge from lifting related. Just have a little one-on-one here. You got any good movies I should watch? I'm trying to minimize my just nasty content consumption, and I mean just regular TikToks and like Instagram reels and just scrolling like just mumbo jumbo like that. It really just sucks. You're getting nowhere. At least if you spend some time watching like cool shit like a show or a movie, you can kind of get some story out of it, right? I feel like it's a little better. Maybe pull some lessons out of them too if it's something that has something like that inside it. I just finished Shawshank Redemption 2 days ago, and then earlier today I started it when I woke up. Kind of kept watching it on my way to cardio. On my way back, I just watched The Mule. That was pretty good. I was about to say an old Clint Eastwood movie, but I think a more accurate description would be an old Clint Eastwood movie, if you get what I'm saying there. But yeah, anything else? Vampire Hunter D was awesome. I got Berserk, the first film. If you want to watch Berserk, you got to look up Berserk Redux on Reddit. It's a full kind of. It's just the best way to watch it. Look it up if you're interested. I won't explain all the details to you. But yeah, little things like that. Because I guess that's all I got. I'm really low. Oh my God. I'm running low on mental energy right now. Even though that wasn't the wildest lift ever, the fact that it was still leg based kind of probably depleted my blood sugar, reduced my sort of free glycogen that's floating around. So it's making me. I can almost guarantee it. Soon after I shower off and everything, get a meal in me. I bet I've got a timer of about 5 minutes before I am completely out. But that's what I'm aiming for. So I think that's all I got there. I don't have anything too deep to say right now. Honestly, just feeling pretty content. Good lift, long day. Woke up early. I'm ready for bed. Good for me. But I'm gonna branch out. We're gonna get some new stuff. We're gonna get some new videos soon. We're gonna change up the format a little bit. Okay, that's not actually true. But I'm just talking you some extra bonuses, right? A little more trips to the grocery store, a little more meals, a little more everything else. We gotta spread our wings. Because the gym, that's gonna be a constant, right? I think I said this a while ago. Most of these videos are gonna be centered just around whatever the lift of the day is. But on the drive to the gym and the drive back, I think we can spice it up a little bit. So if you got any extra recommendations for things I might not have thought of, throw them down. Put them in the comment section below. Yeah, so I'll scan some of those. We'll get some more. I get curious about getting curious about the streaming. I think that might be kind of fun, but it's like, I don't know. We'll see. Got to get a whole kind of fancy setup or whatever. Well, how about this? I'll keep you updated if I ever do some of that. My fastest Minecraft speed run ever back when I was in school did 51 minutes, but I think I died a couple times, so it doesn't really count. And I can't remember how to do it now, so I might have to dust some rust off when it comes to that. But either way, good lift, good day. I'm gonna go to sleep and hopefully repeat those exact two qualities tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after, and the day after, and the day after, in perpetuity, off into the freaking sunset. So I'll see you for some chest tomorrow. No more meandering.